What's up, everybody? It's your boy LuisNitoRivera, and we got some stuff to talk about. If you haven't seen already, there is so much drama going on regarding the Smash community. Cases and reports of pedophilia, grooming, and rape. And no, I'm not making this up. Oh my god, it's mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. So let's talk about it. So the first story was posted by pro player Puppeh. If you guys don't know him, he is in the region that they usually host the Xanadu's, which I believe is in Maryland. But anyways, around 10 o'clock, I want to say the first. So that's pretty much yesterday at the recording of this. He makes a tweet that says, "My experience with Senpai." In case you guys have never heard about Senpai, she is a well-known Smash commentator, also cosplayer, Twitch streamer, coming from the same region as Puppeh. They would travel to tournaments frequently together, them and mutual friends, and then which would lead to the incident that he's going to describe. And once you click into the link, it leads you to a twit longer, and it's him explaining his experience with her. He was 14 at the time, and she was 24. He explains how he was manipulated, used, and essentially taken advantage of. They essentially, like, to just boil it all down to like a short mini story. I'll leave the link of the whole twit longer in the description below. But there was a time that they were playing Mario Party in a hotel room, and they were all popped off due to something happening. And once they popped off and went into one direction, she like followed him and tackled him to the ground and started making out with him. And it was like a big shock to him. Like, of course, he's 14, young kid. And like, it just messed with him mentally. Then they had like some kind of secret relationship that was going on for like pretty much the entirety of the summer. And they did stuff like she would perform oral sex and some other stuff, but I don't think they've ever like entered intercourse. But this is a young boy who's still developing. And oof, man, oh man, guys. Man, oh man, let me just tell you, it's crazy. But it doesn't stop there. Before you know it, more people start coming out about figures or important people in the Smash community that are doing these things. And it's nuts. So the next one we're going to talk about is Nairo and Captain Zack. And this one hits home because Nairo is someone I frequently watch on stream. And to come to hear these allegations or these claims are insane. But essentially what the story is Captain Zack was groomed by Nairo. There was a twit longer that he had posted about his experience where they were at a tournament and Tweak wasn't feeling well. So he told Captain Zack that he couldn't stay in his hotel room and that he had to go sleep with Nairo. And he explains like experience with him and Nairo messing around. Granted, that some of it may have been consensual, but still, it's not tolerable. He was 15 at the time, and Nairo was 20. It's mind-boggling. Like, you guys, this is not okay. Just because you have power, or you know what I mean, you're like a community figure, and people look up to you. None of that is okay. It will catch up to you eventually. We are in a part of a community that has all age groups. You have young kids, teenagers, adults, what have you. And you are doing things like this, it makes the community look nuts, and you're ruining your brand. And like, I mean, all that aside, like, that is such a messed up to do. Pedophilia and grooming. We have to look at this as in the positive light as much as we can. Kudos to Captain Zack for coming out and speaking about his experience with the Smash community. It's not easy, especially as a guy coming out. A lot of people like to disregard it, but Captain Zack has also had instances with other players taking advantage of him or grooming. Ally, if you guys haven't heard the story about that, which was back in, I would say, like about a year or so ago, that this all came to light, and it was something of the similar nature. Captain Zack had came out and told about his experiences, right? So he has Discord messages talking to some other person. He crossed his name out, but they're going back and forth, talking about the experiences, like how he performed oral sex to Nairo and different things of sexual things with Nairo. And it's just like, this is not okay. This is stuff you do not do. If he was pushing himself onto him, like, you as an adult are supposed to know that is not okay. That's not cool. You do not do that. You have everything, like your sponsorships, your brand, people that look up to you, and it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. But I will, if anything, on screen, I will display some of the conversation they had and link all their pretty much all the sources in the description below. It's crazy. So like, now with these big stories that came out of these community leaders or these figures doing these crazy things, it's kind of like sparked more people to kind of come out about their experiences with other people in similar positions. So there's allegations against D1, allegations against Keitaro and Gimmer and Static Manny. And the thing is, you have to take things with a grain of salt, but you also have to take into account, why would these people be coming out to ruin someone's career? Like, it's tough enough for the victim to feel scared to coming out in fear of people not believing them, or people sending hate. But you can't do that. You can't do that. This is crazy. Like, people look up to you. People look up to these guys, and they're doing these things. Some people that made accusations, they don't have proof. Hopefully those people who are making false claims get their just desserts. But just going forward, we're not going to let people like this last in our community. This is not the conduct that we're promoting. This is not the type of environment we want new players to come into. Me being as an older person, I've, in my region or in my area, I've hosted tournaments before. I'm a retired TO. I used to run tournaments for Brawl, for Smash 4, and for some Ultimate. But like, you have to welcome people in open arms, and when they see things like this, they see people in victims of rape, victims of like grooming and pedophilia. This would steer anybody away from this. They'd look at us and be like, yo, they're crazy. Like, are you kidding me? You're not supposed to do this. You guys are supposed to know better. You guys are supposed to be setting an example, if you know, I get it. When you're a popular person, you're gonna get a lot of people who either like throw themselves at you, or you know what I mean. Like you're just gonna get a lot of attention, a lot of looks, a lot of talk. You need to be wise to be like, no, I'm an adult. This is not right. You don't do this kind of thing. Put yourself in the position. If that was your son or your daughter, you would not want that to happen to them. It's actually insane. I was talking about this with my younger brother and a couple of other friends, and we're sitting here just like, how can you do such a thing? You know, I know that like I there's like back and forth about it. Like you look at the arguments between both parties, like how Nairo, you know, is messed up for doing this, but then also too you see Captain Zack is messed up for doing this and that. It's like, okay, you have a person who is throwing themselves out there, like thoughting, or you know what I mean, attention seeking and what have you. But you're supposed to be wise and like be like, no, no, this is wrong. I'm not doing this. Are you kidding me? You know, it's not so much of the fact like, you know, if people are finding out Nairo's sexual orientation, you know, like his preference, it doesn't matter. It's 2020. You know, if he is gay, that's fine. You love who you love. But no pedophilia, no grooming. You should know better. And here's the kicker. Reports about him paying Captain Zack to hush and not tell anybody about it. That's the crazy part. That's where it's just like, you're in the wrong. You know you're in the wrong. And what happens as soon as he starts making these, or you know, this information comes to light, he deletes his Twitter. That looks hella suspect. Anybody that sees that, they're going to be like, whoa, nope, that looks suspect. It blows my mind, guys. I had to talk about this because I just want people to know that this isn't common. This isn't a regular thing that should be happening. There are good people in the community and people that love Smash Bros. And are not out there to take advantage of younger people or what have you. Like, there are people that are there for the love of the game, which it should be the only reason why we are there, for the love of the game, for the competitive mindsets and the hype matches, all these wonderful things about the community. And again, I want to say and put my spin on this, like, there is one upside to all this, is that going forward, we'll know that our community will be in a way better place. We will not tolerate that kind of thing, and we'll make others scared to even think or consider being like that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So anyways, going based on the story, other people have come out. Tweak has spoken his piece about the story that Captain Zack has put. He explains to him his stance in the story and what happened, what led to maybe Captain Zack, you know, going to Nairo's room, stating that, you know, he noticed that Captain Zack was flirting with Nairo. And he told him that you shouldn't go there, but Captain Zack still went. You know? There has to be accountability, but these are adults with a younger kid. They should know better. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to share that with you guys, my thoughts on it. We have a duty and a responsibility to make our community a safe environment. We can't allow these things to happen. And it starts with us recognizing that there's a problem and taking action to correct it. Again, thank you for all the victims that are coming out and talking about their, experiences. And I'm sorry that this has happened to you, but just know that your courage and your strength is helping us make this community safer for the next generation to come. Anyways, guys, y'all have a wonderful day. Love y'all.